Hey, it's Jolene at Lady of the Huddle. What I want to share with you now is a video that my husband and I made for a friend struggling in their marriage. I'm sorry it's a rough edit. I cut out some things that were personal and otherwise, but what remains is exactly the type of things that we have wanted to teach and help people learn. All along, it's been our goal to save lives and save marriages. And here is evidence. Here's the proof.
Worst fear was that I'd never be happy. And it was really hard. Because, see, I had picked Jolene by running towards the cross and looking over and seeing who was running with me. And I was like, God, I've been faithful. Like, we were pure. We did all these different things, and what happened was that our marriage got worse and worse. More distant, more impersonal.
Which now we can see is because of a whole lot of lies.
Because of lies.
So I said, how does God feel about lies? It's like he hates them.
He hates them.
In Proverbs 6, it says here, it's an abomination to have a lying tongue. Abomination is like really, really bad hate. Like really bad hate. And Revelation 21:8 says liars go to hell like fire, brimstone, hell.
And it's because every lie leads to death. Every lie leads to death. And my failure in my marriage was during our first fight. Our first fight. It was, we were married like a week.
Not long.
Yeah, not long. A couple weeks. It was soon after we were married. We had a fight over how to properly use the broiler. Do you leave it cracked open or do you have the oven door shut? And on that style broiler, you would have it cracked open. So I told Jolene that when she was cooking garlic bread. And Jolene took that as personal rejection. Personal rejection. And her response was, oh, this is how my family does it. Is that not, is that okay? Like
are you saying something bad about me?
Like, is my family's way not good enough for you? What she did was she shut me down in giving her feedback or helping her grow. Like, really in that moment, what I was trying to do is I was trying to help her grow. But she took it as personal rejection. Now, I was young. I didn't know what to do. And we had no good influences around us. Like, mom and dad were horrible.
Where are they?
Mom and dad were horrible with this. Because dad would clearly know that mom is wrong about something. And he thought that in order to love her, it meant to accept her the way that she was.
Nope.
Yeah. And
nope.
You'll see why that completely falls apart. That can't possibly be true. But that was my influence. Dad was my influence. And so, like, the first time Jolene and I had a disagreement, and she was being irrational. She wasn't being reasonable. Because I was just trying to point out, like, hey, this is how the broiler is supposed to work.
Hey, this is how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks.
All of the influences in my life said to love her the way that she is. Like, to the
be
acceptance.
Content.
Yes,
be
the
content.
acceptance is like the pinnacle of love.
Yeah.
Right?
But you can't deny reality at, like, you're holding a contradiction because you have to know, like, if you accept something that's not good, like, it's not going to be good long term.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, so that little lie, that seems like such a small little, like, why does it matter? People would ask. Why does it matter? You know, I mean, we're living in an apartment. It's not even our oven. If we burn out the element early, like, you could make up all these reasons of like, well, it's just a little tiny, like, it doesn't matter, right? But the problem is that accepting that one lie and being like, okay, that's what love is, to look over lies, to just accept them, right? Because Jesus loves everyone, right? You know, Jesus loves everyone who professes his name. Yeah. That lie grew like a poison.
Like a really bad one.
Like a poison, and spread throughout our entire marriage and almost destroyed it. Like one little lie. Every single lie brings death. Like, that's what a lie is. It brings death. But what happened was, what died that day? What died that day was the chance for Jolene to be my perfect wife. To be everything that I ever dreamed of. To be absolutely perfect for me in every way. And see, isn't that every woman's dream?
Oh, sure is.
Yeah.
But we're told to be content too. And other lies. Oh, lots of other lies you can cover.
See, what happened was that was the day. That was the day that I gave up on making her my perfect wife. And instead, accepting her contradictions, accepting lies as love, as an act of love. So, I also didn't know it, but she thought completely different from me. She was full of floating abstractions. She had no grounding in her life, no ability to tell what was objectively true.
So completely anxious, completely fearful.
Riddled with guilt, because one of the things is that if you don't have grounding in axioms, if you don't know how to ground in axioms, you're never really sure what's true.
Yeah.
And so then...
Because you know some things because you've either practiced it enough, experienced it enough, or have learned enough about it, but the second you reach like a boundary or like something just not related enough, it's like you have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to make a decision. It's like...
Yeah. I had no idea that Jolene did not... Okay, here was the problem. I cared about the truth, but when I looked around, I couldn't find any Christians who actually cared about the truth like I did. And everyone was like, love is accepting lies. The problem is that just it pulled Jolene and I apart more and more. Because here's the thing, like, your best friend is the one who loves what you love and hates what you hate. Like, all of their affections, everything, are just matched to yours. Like, you agree on everything, right? And how do you do that? Truth is the only way that you can be in total agreement on everything.
Yeah.
And so when you commit to total agreement on the truth,
which should just make sense, right? Like, why would you want lies?
You commit to a unity.
Yes.
That is absolutely, like, it is what marriage is supposed to be.
Yes.
This is the most important thing, okay? There is no intrinsic value. There's no intrinsic value, okay?
Not just love because.
Yes. And this is a huge mistake. This was a question that Carl Menger worked on, okay? It was the question of what gives something value? Why is it that sometimes water is more valuable than diamonds and sometimes diamond more valuable than water, right? It's not a scarcity argument because there's things that what it is, what Carl Menger identified, right, is subjective value. That value is in the eye of the beholder according to how he understands its usefulness for his life, right? So you can reason this with things like oil, right? So oil used to be an externality. When someone was digging a well and they struck oil, the well would be poisoned and it would be ruined, right? And all of their labor would have gone to waste. When man discovered that he could heat that up and recondense that and make kerosene out of it, and he has a whale blubber substitute, right?
It has a purpose now.
Suddenly, that wasn't an externality, but that was a value because man understood how it was good for his life, right? So value comes from man's understanding of how something is good for his life. There is no intrinsic value.
Something is good for something.
Something is good for something. There's also no intrinsic value with God. We're not loved.
You gotta understand that one.
Yeah. We're not loved
Just
because we're his children. We're loved because of what he wants to do with us.
the value we are to him.
Yes. We're loved because we become his perfect wife. Like, we are everything that he dreams of in a wife.
Yes.
So that's what you want in your marriage. You want your perfect wife. But the problem is that every time you lie or you accept a lie, you're giving that up.
Which is really sad, because if you get it right, it's really good. So fight for that, because that's what we did, and it's really good.
We got to a point in our marriage where, like, we went 6 months without sex. We were so distant, like, trying everything we could to try to fix things. But we were so far apart in our hearts.
Nobody help us.
And we were trying to hang on, but there was something. It was. Well, the problem is that we were all told to believe lies. We were miserable. Absolutely miserable. Sex with Jolene was empty, even though I started an affair. And the affair made me really happy. And that's what was really scary. The thing is, I did love Jolene. And she was the one that God gave me to say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I wanted everything from her. But I had no connection to her.
There grew to be too many lies.
Did I mention that we, couldn't even kiss during sex?
It was bad.
Yeah,
I was
like,
so
couldn't even
panicked.
kiss
I
during
was so
sex.
panicked.
So it just
But it was all I knew.
It tore us apart. It tore us apart. Here's the thing. Your sex life is a tremendous indicator of your relationship with God.
Oh,
like,
dude,
big
there's
time.
like when you get
Yes.
when you get it right, it's like so many clear parallels between you and the Lord, and it's like fantastic what you can see about him and know him. Knowing is very intimate. When the Bible talks about knowing, it literally means like sex, like when Adam knew Eve.
Yeah.
Right? Like to know someone. Like if you're not healthy with your spouse, you don't know each other. You can't be unified, and it just hurts.
And that also means that if you're not unified, you can't possibly be having really good sex. No.
And then it's just terrible for both of you. Like it's meant to be like the glue, the connection, the home base.
Yes. Here's what happened. The Lord came to me in the hotel room. He said, John, she's not the one that I gave you to say, well done, good and faithful servant. And that was the thing that I wanted the most. Because if God doesn't say that to me, that's really scary. But here was the problem. I was miserable.
And that's really scary.
And that was really scary. I was miserable. So I just cried out to God, and I was like, God, take this choice away from me. I don't want to fail it. I don't want to fail it. Rip it away. So God did that. It was over the next week. Ripped away. From the very height of our happiness in that relationship to being totally over in a week. But it made me really happy that God did that. It hurt though, because I resigned to being miserable. I was like, you know what?
Don't do that.
I'm going to pack up. I'm going to go move down to the basement. I'm going to live out the rest of my marriage, because I was like, I have a roommate, not a wife. And I wanted a wife, not a roommate.
Now you want a wife?
I wanted a wife.
You should want a wife. They're really good for your life.
So I was ready to just pack up and move down to the basement, because at least then it would hurt a little less. I can't do it anymore. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix everything that's wrong with Jolene, because I'm not gonna say that it's right. It's not right. I was like, no, we have to come to the conclusion that you're broken.
Wait, it starts to make
And
a
that
lot
was
of
exactly
sense.
what no one would say. There's something wrong. If you're not happy in your marriage, there's something wrong. If it's not everything that you want, there's
Keep
something
working
wrong.
to fix it.
There's something wrong.
It helps if you align on the truth.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's what he went out to help me do. Learn the truth.
That's what I did. I started teaching her how to know the truth. doing that, I have made her just like me. Seriously. And that's exactly, stop my Siri.
You made me just like you.
I made her just like me.
Which is really fun.
You want to make your wife into your own image. And then you want to be made into the image of Christ. That's how it should be working. But you should be making your wife into your own image. Into your own image. Which means you make her into the value that you want her to be. She doesn't have intrinsic value. She has value because she's good for your life. She's good for your life, which means you have to make her good for your life. You have to teach her what that means, how to do that. Which also means that wives
have to cooperate. Have to obey the Lord. Like the Lord literally says, wives, submit to your own husbands in all things.
As to the Lord.
As to the Lord.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you do it right, it's supposed to be an utter joy.
Yes. Yep.
Because of the reward.
Because I've made her into my perfect wife. She's everything that I want her to be. Like everything that I want her to be. She thinks the way that I've taught her to know how to think the truth.
Yes.
And so now she's totally confident. She's confident like never before. She has the same judgments as me. She is like me. She likes the same things that I like. She dislikes the things that I don't like.
Yeah.
Right? She's just like me. That's what a happy marriage is. But it means that when your wife is being irrational, what I should have done back at that broiler is that I should have corrected Jolene, and seeing that she was not ready to take that correction, like that caused her panic, it doesn't mean that I would have necessarily had to fix that night. But I should have committed to say, you know what? There's something wrong if my wife views me telling her that she should leave the broiler door open when she's using the broiler setting. If she associates that with personal rejection,
that doesn't make sense. It should not make sense.
I have to fix that. But let me figure out what was the cause of that. And then you'll find some cause, and then you'll go back to the next cause. Okay, what was the cause of that? And what was the cause of that? But what you have to do is you have to commit to correcting that. And being like, no, you think wrong about this. You think wrong about this.
Yeah. Take your thoughts captive. Like, don't get anxious about anything, it says.
Yes.
Like anything, that's pretty clear. Like, don't be anxious. Like, our God is such a good God, a faithful Father, that you should have no need. And He should provide for His children.
Oh.
There's nothing to be anxious about.
God provides so well. He provides so well. I have the best wife in the world. Like, the best wife. She is everything I want in a wife. And
which makes you feel really confident, which is really happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like, how do you tell if you're a good wife?
Ask him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's whatever the husband says. It's whatever the husband says. That's what makes a good wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I do have to say it's also because it's a really good husband. Like, to be a good, you're telling me to do good things.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which is really great to have a truthful husband and a good man.
I have to be conformed into the
really
image of
man.
Christ.
Yes.
I have to be conformed into the image of Christ. But then I conform my wife into my own image. I make her just like me. We are 100% best friends. 100%. But it started like 4 years ago when I was like, I can't live with lies anymore.
It was really bad.
I can't do it. Here's the thing. In that whole process, we figured out that Jolene wasn't actually a Christian. She was really confused. And that's why her spiritual life was like miserable.
Yep. Remember, anxious, guilt-ridden, like Christian ought not to be. Joy.
Yes. Yes.
Not anxiety, fear, depression, guilt.
Oh, yeah. What is the root of anxiety? Floating abstractions. It's the fact that you don't have anchoring, and so you're unable to tell what's true. And so you grasp onto these ideas. And as
you
a
don't
result,
know how to judge.
You don't know how to judge, and
So
then you
you're kind
can't
of
get rid of
picking
your
and
guilt.
choosing, and then you don't know if you're always ever right, so it's guilty.
You pile up guilt and guilt. You can never get rid of it because you don't have any anchoring in reality to be able to judge it. See, this is the really important thing, okay? When you're judging, you have to judge based upon reality. And so that's why I'm saying it can't be all you that's to blame, because you have to look at what caused what. And this is one of the big things that I had to actually work through with Jolene, was that one of our things where we're like, this was a common phrase that we repeated: fuck your parents. Because a lot of things, she grew up in an abusive home. They stole my mind. She grew up in an abusive home where they forced her to evade. Like, if she had looked at reality truthfully, she would have concluded that she wasn't loved, and it would have been the most terrifying thing. And so she perpetually entered a state of lying to herself.
So much so that it was the truth.
What that does is that racks your brain so bad.
Upside down, backwards, terrible, ick.
So I had to.
But then you think it's normal and think you're the happy one.
But this is what's crazy, Sam, is that she was really, really skillful in these areas. Like, she was smart. She was this great teacher. She was great at math. She was great at music. She was great. So she had like these silos where she was really skillful. But then she could not connect the dots between them.
Given a new idea, it'd be like...
And she wouldn't know what to do with it. And so she could never really understand the world. The reason is because she had not anchored all of her thoughts in observations and reality. She just had borrowed her thoughts guessing, ultimately, from other people. Yes. As a result, so she did not work axiomatically and deductively. She didn't begin with the axioms of the world, right? As a result, she was totally unable to interpolate between her different spheres of knowledge, like between her different silos of knowledge, right? And so she never really learned how to understand the world. She just learned like these silos. That was, well, one of the effects of trauma. But what that did, that really confused me, because it was like, well, Jolene is super smart. But then what happens? Because we would like read a book together and she could like totally get and repeat things and ideas from the book.
I was a good copycat mimicker.
Yeah, but then she couldn't like apply it to other things. And it was like, wait, what?
So if I didn't like memorize enough, then I lost my ability to connect to other things.
Yeah. And that was definitely, those were all big red flags. Like, there's so many red flags here, but like every single influence in the church gave no help, because the last thing they'd be like, well, that's her personality. You can't change that. You know, you can't, like if they're timid, it's like, well, you can't change that. That's like, exactly what you're supposed to do. To make her
supposed to be one.
Just
He's the
like
head, so
you.
he makes me like him.
No. You need to make your wife just like you.
Yes.
And then
You'll both be actually happy. And it'll be great.
Yes, yes. So here's the thing. I taught Jolene how to think.
Taught me how to think.
I taught her
Based
how
in
to
reality.
think. Yes, based
Stop
in
making
reality.
stuff up.
Yep. And it totally set her free. I know that in your marriage, you're hurting. And that sucks. That sucks. But I wanted help. I met with pastors. I was like, will you please help? And I was just told, be content. Be content. The thing is that wasn't the truth. That's not what the gospel is. It's not what the Bible says. So it just led to misery. Misery. Lies destroy, even little ones. Again, back to the broiler. Like, the reason that this was like this root that spread is like what happened in that moment is that I committed to love her unconditionally. I committed to loving her unconditionally.
Which means you're willing to accept less than what should be.
Which is not to say that to not be that way is to not be faithful to the covenant and be willing to throw it away. That's not what I mean, but the love a husband is supposed to have for his wife is supposed to be based in real value, not intrinsic value. And it's the value that you build.
And
it's
real value is really awesome.
You teach your wife.
Full.
Yes, everything that you want her to be. Like, your every desire. That's like that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So we see a lot of pain and fakeness in y'all, and we want to teach you full and true joy through the truth. I don't know what you're feeling, but I'm certain it's probably fear of the unknown, of what's going to happen. Is it all over? Like, what the heck? Afraid to even think about it, pretend it's not even there. Hopefully you're not as bad as you just don't care. That's scary. But what I wanted to say was, if you ever find yourself lying awake at night, just bawling in the darkness and the weight of it, know that you're not alone. I've been there, and I made it through to the other side, so please come to me and I'll help you.
No one will be wiser than her. No one will be wiser than her. Because I taught her how to think. I taught her how to know what's true.
Thank you.
I want you to have the best years of your marriage. I want you to have the best years of your marriage. But you have to want the truth.
It's the only way.
Yep.
But it's really good.
It's the only way. All right.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch our video. My husband and I are the two witnesses in the book of Revelation, and we seek to adorn you with truth to prepare you for the coming of Jesus Christ. Read about it in our full letter at bit.ly/10 July final.